Hello, Mr. Kennedy. Your watch arrived, and so here it is. You had talked about the watch and where you got it and all this other kind of stuff, and I had a real, as I said to you, I had a pretty good feeling about what we were going to find based on where you got it from, which was originally from, of course, the Far East, and based on the pictures and stuff like that. And what I found bears out what I've been expecting. First off, numbers. It's running very, very, very poorly. It's not terribly out of adjustment, but it's running incredibly weakly, and it will only run with the chronograph stopped because the chronograph hand and keeps hitting the minute hand because the minute hand was installed incorrectly. It's not flat plane to the dial, and so the two things are interfering. So I'm only running it now with the chronograph stopped, but these are very, very poor numbers. So, I mean, even if it were cosmetically perfect, it would desperately and desperately need some love. But let's talk cosmetics. The watch is exactly what I would expect from this kind of watch, which is what I call a Philippines rework. It was designed not to be a great watch, but to sell. So it was designed to deceive. This was a watch that lived a hard life in a very moist environment. There's peppering of corrosion all over the movement. There's corrosion on the surface of the winding weight and on the edge here. There's no pitting inside the case, which is pretty amazing. But the see if I can even get this out of here. The spring, the movement spring, has rusted into pieces. I can't even really get it out. You might be able to see it right there. It's all rusted and parts of it are missing. This is the incorrect crown. I'd be very curious to see what we find here. Let's get that out if I can. Come on, out. No, it doesn't want to come. It does want to come. I wonder why. Isn't that interesting? It doesn't want to come out. No, there's something definitely funky in there. That should just slide right out, and it won't. The crown is loose. It's the incorrect crown. The gear is turning the indicator ring, but I'd be very curious to see what that gear is made up of. The movement is hazy. It's dirty. It's in bad condition. The cosmetic elements of the watch are not a ton better. This is an aftermarket dial. It's a fake dial with the high gloss lume. It's just it's bad. The chronograph hands are faded, and since this rebuild has been done, water has been getting in here. I can see the haze on the surface of the hands. Me personally, I wouldn't. And the quick set is not working because the stem is not built correctly. I should be able to reset this day, and I can't. Case has been seriously polished, and it's an incorrect crystal. I know you enjoy this watch. I would counsel you not to put any more money into this watch. I would counsel you to put your money towards a better example, which will reward you. One that's original. Not this. Not this. Oh, it's an aftermarket bezel too. Aftermarket bezel, aftermarket dial. I'm not sure. These definitely aren't correct for this model. I think these are actually 6619 hands. Don't put any more money in this watch. I wouldn't. At best, it's a parts watch. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, don't put any money into this. Let's find you a better example. And they exist, trust me. And if they didn't exist, then we could talk about redoing this for you. But they do exist, so rather than pump money into this thing, let's get you good money from